exactly. I mean, it's also like it's a little bit of a because I think a lot of people were waiting for Casper to kind of drop a verse, but that didn't happen because he caught a lot of the strays from Big Zulu more than anybody on his song. So I don't know. Maybe we're still gonna get one from Casper, maybe not. But somebody we're not getting one from is AKA because it says done with this Ubuntu shit. Keep your raps to yourself. I ain't about it. You guys busy quarreling over your quantums. Go and sit there doing your H1s. What up, though? Welcome to another hot episode of the POPcast. My name is Miss Cosmo, as I am every single week, right here on your YouTube channel. And of course, I'm not rolling alone. I am with my main man, Moochie.
What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for joining us once again right here on the POPcast.
Yes. And we are joined by DJ Hudson.
What's good? DJ Hudson up in the building.
Hey!
Yes, sir.
DJ Hudson up in the building. He's going to be obviously just chatting to us about what's hot and happening within the hip-hop streets. But of course, today we are shooting out in Katlehong. We are at Cafe Flavia.
Yes,
And
sir.
for those who don't know, it is DJ Dimples' venue that he opened just before his untimely passing. So we figured, you know what, just to also kind of celebrate the brother because his birthday is tomorrow, that we'd come through here, you know, just share some love and also shoot from here. I know there were plenty of times he actually wanted us to shoot, but logistically it was a bit of a situation because the roof was open, it was noisy, there was taxis.
Yeah.
Now you can see there's been some improvements, you know, they've zhuzhed the venue up, so it's really nice that they're keeping the legacy alive, and we're also able to shoot out here as well just to commemorate him as well. You know?
Absolutely. Shout out to Glenn out here running the spot with all the guys helping him on keeping the spot alive. If you're in the east, or even if you're in the west or the south or the north, just pull up to Cafe Flava in Katlehong. Put details out in the description so you guys can, if you're ever in the area, do pop in and say what's up and then show love to the family out here.
Yeah, man. And I know Dimples had a very special spot for DJ Hudson. Like he would always be like, he's the guy. He just knows how to be clean with the DJ sets. I think there wasn't you probably played at almost all the pop bottles, if I can remember correctly. Because Hudson was always on the lineup, like without fail. Huh?
Yeah, almost. Yeah. I'm so honored to be here. Man.
Yeah.
Like, actually, he was like a brother to me more than anything, you know. Apart from work, he was like a brother to me. We always had like chats on a regular, you know, almost every day. I wouldn't say every day, but almost every day. You know, and he always looked out for me, and I really appreciate that, you know. Yeah. So shout out to the big man and RIP, man.
RIP, and of course we will be celebrating his birthday, so everybody just show him some love. Maybe post a little something on your socials just to remember DJ Dimples. All right, getting into what's hot and happening in the news this week. Well, as we've seen this past weekend, the Comrades Marathon made a return after 2 years of a bit of a hiatus. Obviously, COVID had kind of pumped the brakes a little bit on the race, but it brought it back this past week, and 90 kilometers ain't easy. I don't know how they do this thing every single year, but
90
you
kilometers. Let me tell you something. We were talking off camera just now about the Comrades. First of all, if you know me, you know how much I hate running. Running. Any type of exercise we can rock. Let me tell you something. My coaches from school, they remember. All of them, they're like, this one. And then you cry for a spot on the team. Doesn't want to do any of the laps.
Come on,
at practice.
1,500.
I'm just like, let's just play, coach. When they punish you and they make you do suicides, I'm just like, yo, if you wanted to ruin my day, just ask me to run. You know what I'm saying? So seeing the Comrades is not something that I'm interested in particularly, but I admire people who go there. I'm just like, I think you must be mad to be a part of that thing. And I know Hudson was just saying off camera that somebody even got so injured and then they went to hospital and passed away. I'm just like, that's crazy. Would you ever do it?
Not at this age. No, but I used to run track. I actually ran track in primary. That was a long time.
That's a very long time ago, primary.
Yeah, but I was good at it.
But they say muscle memory, Babon.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I mean, I think I still got it though.
Nah, you're in good shape. Definitely better shape than me. I think if any one of us is in the prime position to run a marathon, probably you rather than me.
Yeah.
And the prize money of it as well.
Prize money, 250,000 Rand. That went to Russian runner Morozova. I think she's one of those people who comes through for the Comrades every year. You
Yeah.
know how the internationals always want to get
Yep.
involved. And she took the title and obviously took the prize money for this year. I'm also just one of those people who are just like, I don't know if I could do it. I've run a marathon before. I've done the Soweto Marathon. That's as far as I've gotten.
Yeah.
But even then, I think the first year when I did the 21, I hadn't trained. And I definitely regretted every decision I made that day. I came home late from a gig. So I think I'd gotten home at 4 a.m. from a gig. And I had to be there at the venue by 6 so that I could kick off for the 21 kilometer.
Wow.
So already I'm running on like 1 hour sleep. And I was late for the kickoff, but I still ran the 21 because I was dedicated to this thing. 15 kilometers, my legs just wanted to say,
Wobbly.
what's happening? Cramp after cramp, it was a disaster. And the thing is, you don't have a choice but to finish because you have to go home. When are you going to get home? You're in the middle of Soweto. So you, you have to run back to
You have to
your
run
car.
the entire length of it and come back around so you can go home.
So you can go home. So I did 21 again the year after where I trained properly. So my time was a little bit better, but cramps were still cramping. So I said, you know what, whether I trained or don't train, I'm not doing this thing again. If you can even do a 42 kilometers, shout out to you. The 90,
Forget it.
I'm not the one.
I saw one of the funniest memes on Twitter, right? Apparently there was some guy standing on the side of the road, nah, with the sign that's written Uber available.
Because they know it's tricky.
I think I would take that option. I'm only 7 kilometers into it. I'd be like, nah, let's go. Let's request my brother. There's absolutely no chance I could ever do it. But then, shout out to everybody who's involved in it, man. I saw a lot of people that I know at least one person take part of it. A lot of friends' parents do it. I saw a couple of couples. I saw a guy proposing. There's a guy, Prudence. I don't know if Prudence said yes, but there's a guy who had a sign that said, Prudence, will you marry me? I did this marathon for you. I'm just thinking, if Prudence says no.
Or if Prudence has a side nigga. Oh.
Prudence is like, ah! She's at home going, it's another Prudence.
Young Raffaella.
This guy's talking about, he's running for another Prudence. It's not me. So I hope she said yes, and I hope it's worth it, my brother.
Yeah.
Because that's not an easy way to propose. Yo, go Comrades marathon, and you have to finish now.
Exactly.
You can't propose halfway and then.
And,
there's no
the
way.
tricky thing also is that you have to finish, but you also have to finish in time for you to get a medal.
Oh,
if you
yes,
don't
there's a time
finish
limit.
There's a time limit. So I think you have to do it within 12 hours or something like that so that you can be done to get the medal. And if you don't do it in that time, hide. So finishing is one thing. Are you going home with a medal to Prudence to say I did this for you? You know, it has to be part of the.
Can't show up there when they've packed the stuff up now. They're unplugging things. Prudence, you're just running for Prudence, still saying I have to finish. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody who participated. I know a lot of people do it for many reasons, and hey, man, if that's what you're into, go. I wouldn't even go support my friend at the Comrades Marathon.
No.
I'd wait at the finish line in Devon.
Yeah,
But
with a beer in my
you
hand.
find us there, drinks, nice.
Nah, I think I'll just watch from home.
It's also so long. Like it's in the morning, it's a Sunday. Ooh,
Yeah,
no, it's
but
tricky.
at least I don't have to see you walk around the house or do this, you know.
Yeah.
You just be like, oh man, I watched, I was supporting you. Big ups.
Oh goodness. Talking about records, we also have a DJ duo, Major League, who are gearing up for a 75-hour record-breaking balcony mix this weekend. So we do know that we previously had a world record held by 2 South African DJs as well, PH and Shimza, just before COVID, did a 72-hour party where they DJ'd back-to-back for 72 hours. Crazy. I remember that December like it was yesterday because I had so much fun. Like, and it was one of those parties, you know, when you feel like, but if I leave, I'm going to miss out. You can leave and still come back. The party's still rocking. Don't worry. But I did that actually. But I was there in the beginning and then I was like, fuck, I've got gigs. I need to go. I left. I went to like 3 of my gigs. I came back. 6 o'clock. We were here. Sunrise. Rocking with PH and Shimza. So Major League and Major League themselves are actually doing a balcony mix to try and beat their record. So they're just doing 3 hours more than what Shimza and PH had done to try and maintain or to
75
grab,
hours.
basically.
A day plus 3 hours.
Basically.
Yo,
Basically.
let me tell you something. And wait, when PH and Shimza did it, it's just the 2 of them interchanging.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no features. Like,
was no
you can't
features.
say Miss Cosmo,
No.
jump in, Hudson, jump in.
No.
Now, see, that's fucking real.
And that's and that's real from a perspective also because we also know that with the balcony mix, they always get a lot of guest DJs.
Yes.
So I don't know if they're going to get guest DJs for this one because for them to hold the record, it has to just be the two of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
Otherwise, they don't get the record.
It's not the same if you just put a lineup on it. You know what I'm saying?
But I think they can pull it off. I mean, like, how many gigs do they do in a weekend? And it's in one night, that is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think these guys actually rest.
Yeah, but it's one thing to go from gig to gig. You rest in between when you drive into the next one. Take
Do you
a
really
30-minute nap. You do.
Nah,
I've done it
I doubt
before. I've done it before where I've done like maybe like 5 gigs, 6 gigs in a night.
That's not proper rest. It's just a break.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you just power nap and then you go. But here there's no rest because you have to play for 75 hours clean. So what amount of rest are you actually getting?
So you're telling me that, like, not one twin can actually be like, okay, let me hold it down while you go take a
No, they
rest.
can. They can.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
they can pull it off.
Because you're entering the record as a duo, right?
Yes.
Saying we're going to DJ together.
Yes.
So whether together at the same time, one at a time,
Yeah.
Yes.
there has to be that situation. I mean, people have to go to the bathroom, so there's like actual small things in it, but they have to push together.
Yeah.
I think you can be like, you go for 3 hours and then I'll come back and I'll go for 3 hours.
Exactly.
But at what point do you sleep?
Power napping again. That's what you were talking about.
Exactly. I mean, can't you squeeze in like an hour nap here and
Yeah,
there?
I guess so. He's gonna have
3
they
days
both-
is a long time.
Yeah,
It's
it is a
long.
long time.
And also, do you know what kills me about these things? How much creativity can you have for 3 days? Because now, are you just playing music and you have to play everything in your catalog? I remember when PH and Shimza were doing it.
Yeah.
PH even got to the point, because you know how hip hop DJs will like mix out after, he's like, I'm playing the whole song.
Song, yeah,
The
I
whole
know.
He said, I'm missing out in the last 30 seconds of every song.
Yeah.
And that's a strategy.
Yeah.
Because at the end of
Absolutely.
the day, he's still doing what he needs to do.
Just mix out and then mix in.
Mix out and then the next one and then the next one. So also from a creativity perspective, the amount of music they need to gather
Absolutely.
so that they're able to match up the 75
The planning
hours.
of it is real because you can't just be like, we'll just see what happens. And
No.
You have to actually say, hey, this is going to last us 12 hours to get through this catalog.
Yeah.
And then we have to think about it in those periods. I don't think you can think about it in 3-day increments. You have to say, how do we push 6 hours for 6 hours, 6 hours? In that way, you start thinking properly, you go to sharp. We know what to do a switch up. Mentally, then you give yourself blocks.
Yeah.
But that's already 24 hours, they were going to just hip hop. It's like, you can't work that way.
Exactly. But you also get, you see, but talking strategy, I think it would be great for them, especially because they're doing Amapiano. The songs are a little bit longer.
Yes.
Me, I'd say all the Calvin Momo songs, those 15-minute
Oh, yeah,
ones
15 minutes.
inside. They'll even take a chair and sit down and play the song and say, oh, got 30 seconds left, let me mix it up.
You know what I'm thinking? One thing you DJs hate a lot is this requesting. Hey, do you have the new K.O. Braga? But in this instance, you'll be like, does anybody have suggestions? Does anybody have a song that we just need something? No, then you make it. Yeah, give requests, it's fine.
Would you do something like this, Hudson?
What? This whole record
But
DJ
but not even like a record, because I know sometimes like there's been times in the DJ community where people have done records. I know Black Coffee did one.
Yes.
I think Spay also at some point also did like a one-man show. VG did like back in the day at Latinova.
Yeah.
I think he did like a 6-hour set or like an 8-hour set by himself.
Yeah.
Where he was rocking one man for 6 hours. So would you do something like that for your branding, I guess? Because what else are you doing it for?
I don't think I'd do it for the brand. I just do it for the love of DJing, you know? Yeah. But for hip hop also. And I'll also do it like for people that are actually keen to come into the hip hop session.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I just don't want any randoms want to come there and be like, my piano.
Yeah.
The
crowd is important, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So people have to know what they're going there for.
And even what you just said now, Ms. Cosmo, about that there'll be, like, for example, they will let the song play almost to its end before they mix it out or whatever. I'm guessing you're going to get to a point where at some point the party is actually rocking, so you can't do that.
Yes.
Because at the beginning, people will be like, let's go. But that first crowd, once you recycle it and the new crowd comes in, you have to tone things down. Maybe sometimes it's like, guys, it's 6 a.m, why don't we just relax a little bit? And then you pick up the crowd again. Can you imagine like a 7 a.m. set?
The 7 a.m. set is the one that's rocking.
Exactly. So people are up.
Yeah.
And then later on, so the crowd does this. So you kind of have to follow them as well a bit.
Yeah, but you must remember, so a lot of places, so you get events that take place from a certain time till a certain time. And people look for the after party. What is happening after?
Morning bang.
So the 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Events, that's what they're looking for. So when they get there, they're already pumped up. You know, so you can't be there and be like, yeah, okay, let's
quiet it down.
No.
But by 9:30, they must answer real questions.
So
Yeah.
at some point, you must play the songs that chase people home. It's fine. Then I'm going to play the ones that's going to say, maybe it's Katsong Hamba. Yeah, I'm so glad.
But most of the time, those don't work, hey? Like you try to play slow jams and people actually sing along, like the girls. You know, they love that.
That used to be a trick back in the day of
Yeah.
like, you slow it down and then people would be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Be like, no, nigga, play Lenny Williams, let's go.
Play that song. I'm gonna sing along to every single lyric. Hey, it's gonna be tricky.
And I mean, like, guys actually love watching girls sing
yeah,
and dance, you know?
Yeah. So I don't know. You know what? Good luck to the guys, Major League DJs. They are gonna try and get that record this weekend. So if you're in Johannesburg, go out there and support them. I think it is happening in Sanson, Katie's place.
Yeah.
So if you bought a ticket, go out there and support the guys. Hey, it's gonna be a tough one.
I'm gonna try and pull up.
And you know what? Also, just to kind of close off, what also made it easier for PH and Shimza was the change in genres. Because then you've also got like the house people who are coming for that vibe, and then at some point, then you still switch up the party with the hip hop.
Yeah.
So if it's piano for 75 hours, oof.
No.
Yeah, no, we're gonna. I think when you get home, I don't know if you've ever been like, you've been on those cruise ships.
Yeah.
You know, when you come back, when you disembark on the cruise ship,
Yeah.
that first few hours on your back, you still feel like you're rocking. Because you've been on the ship for like 3 days or 5 days. When you come back, you're like, your equilibrium feels off.
Yeah.
I think this summer piano thing, days after that, those guys are going to wake up in the middle of the night. Just hearing piano. 3 days later, but something is hitting in the back of your mind there. It's crazy.
It's crazy indeed. All right, talking about record-breaking stuff. Back to the City is back again with record-breaking lineups where everybody gets to be on stage for 5 minutes and making sure that they get your attention.
5 minutes. Can you feel it? Get out.
I mean, you know what? And the thing is, it works for them. It works for Back to the City. You know what to expect when you go. When you buy your ticket for Back to the City, the artist needs to use their time wisely. Everybody's got 10 minutes on stage. Everybody's got 10 minutes to rock the crowd. Don't be mad when they chase you off stage. Because you've been told when you are booked, you have 10 minutes. So prepare your best 10 minutes.
And get on time.
Please.
Yeah, they don't play with the time because obviously you're killing everybody else's time. So people know what they've got that small gap to get what they need to get done as soon as possible. So especially if you're in the later stages of the game now, but after 6 p.m. now, it's like, my brother, now you really must move. Because they don't let people spend too much time. Like now the crowd is hype. It's like the other guys are like, nah, you gave me my 15 minutes. I want it now.
Exactly.
Can't be Sipo's on the way. My brother. There's no such thing.
But
But
stuck in traffic. Get there early. Do you know the amount of traffic that happens in Newtown on that weekend?
But I love it. I've been to Back to City a couple of times, and each time it's always been dope, man. Especially if you know what your plan is to go there. Some people can rock from 12 to 12, but if you prefer to show up a little bit later for certain types of sets or whatever. But I enjoy it. Starting off in the afternoon, it's a very, very dope hip hop event. I mean, it's been going on for how many years now? This is 15th year.
It's 14 years this year, I think. Or was it 15? No, it's 15 years, yeah. It's 15 years this year. And I think they also had spoken about wanting to go out with a bang. They said they wanted to do their final one. But I don't know if this will be the final one because it's not happening in the original weekend. Okay. So I have a feeling, please don't quote me on this, I have a feeling that they might do one more next year.
Because it's June 16th.
On the actual weekend. No, not June 16th. Heritage Week. Heritage Day, 27th of April.
Oh, yes, you're right, sorry.
So they normally do it on the 27th of April. So I'm hoping they'll give us one more in the actual weekend so we can close it off. They're saying that they want to say, thanks, Back to the City. It's been nice, but we out.
Nah, shout out to the team, man. I know putting it together is not easy. And it's been one of those staple events, especially for hip-hop cats, to go there and showcase on a 25,000, you know what I'm saying, strong crowd. So I wish them all the best. Maybe they'll do something even more special next year. Go out on a stadium venue or something. You know?
Like book DJ Hudson as well.
Yeah, please.
Hey, book Hudson, never do.
I mean, come on. 20,000 people strong. Come on. So apparently there are going to be 2 surprise guests as well as an international guest. They always have an international. Yeah. So we're just waiting to find out who that exactly is. But the main headliners that are going to be out there, AReece, Blackie, Big Zulu, Nadia Nakai, Costa Titch, MT, Maglera Doughboy, Touchline, Youngster CPT, Zagwe, and Duncan. We've also got a heritage performance by Mapaputi and Alaska. Ooh, interesting. Okay, Alaska. Live bands, the Brothers Move On and Urban Village. Of course, the DJs rocking. It's going to be a big one. And the host, DJ Fei. Shout outs to my girl.
Shout out Fei.
And Tuli Stark as well.
Tuli Stark is going to be out there. Specs, Bibi Mbangula, Mr. Salvin, and Miss Super. So, man, get your tickets 1st of October. We're celebrating heritage in October.
And luckily, hip hop has come alive in the last few months.
Yeah.
In the beginning, obviously, lockdown, my piano was rocking. Yeah. Now everyone has stopped complaining. Everyone is just working and releasing music. So there's a lot of new stuff to listen to for guys to perform. Yeah. So I guess it's the best time now to have it. There's some material out there that needs big stages.
Yeah, definitely. All right, talking about a big stage, the Summer Awards.
Is it a big stage? That stage is getting smaller and smaller every year.
The Summer Awards happened this past Sunday. Ooh, Sipo, you're stressing me. Anyway, a big stage for artists who have never performed there before and artists who have never been nominated before. So there were also some dope awards that we can at least celebrate for ourselves, because some of the other ones were slightly tricky. We're just trying to figure out who some of these people are. But the people we do know: Best Hip Hop Album, Blackie, shout outs for that.
Well
Best
deserved.
Amapiano Album, Young Stunner. He also got best
Best-selling artist.
best-selling artist. Yes. We also have I think it was Mapurisa and Kabza, who also got the most streamed song.
Wow.
Abalele, I think it was.
Abalele,
Yeah.
Yes. So shout outs to them for, obviously the numbers don't lie. They
Yeah.
always go and talk. So yeah, man, how did you guys feel about the Summers and the fact that they were on stage again for the first time? Because the last 2 years they were virtual. But the awards generally.
Well, coming from somebody who watched the awards, the show, I mean, in last week's episode, we spoke about how we always get these small things wrong when it comes to these award shows. You know what I'm saying? We can't be crying about sound when you're celebrating music. It's like the number one thing that you get there. You guys know, you should get out to a venue. Number one thing that's cracking, before you even ask about the crowd or what's happening, is the sound right? Because if it's kind of shit, that means you sound like shit. You know what I'm saying? And no artist wants to go perform with millions watching at home and you're talking about, why is the mic doing this? Why ain't got a stage, you light it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, they had those small issues, which then become big issues because it just makes the entire show a little bit, it's not very enjoyable. And then everyone will turn into haters, you know what I'm saying? You start complaining, then it's like we're always hating on these things that are trying to uplift artists. But at the same time, it's just like, how long can we complain about the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Especially the sound. The thing that dribbles me the most.
Yeah.
The stage looks a little bit off this week. Or the organization got a little bit glitchy, but when the guys perform, it must be on point.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that comes down to, you can see the lack of like rehearsal energy the little guys didn't have. So some of the collaborations that were happening on stage seemed a little bit haphazard. But shout out to everybody who won, man. A lot of people tried to bring the right energy to there. All the artists that performed, your Musa Keys, there was a tribute for Ricky Rick. You know what I'm saying? So those few things brought a little hope into the award shows as well. But yeah, I think going forward, there's a lot of things that need to be restructuring. Maybe it's just changing the guys who organize it.
Yeah, I think the organization committee might need a bit of a switch up, a little bit of a youthful team, possibly. People who do this maybe every week.
And they
possibly.
tried, Shem.
So yeah, and it also kind of speaks to the attendance, because I mean the artists, a lot of the artists were there to pick up their awards, but then you could also see just with the crowd, like it was lacking in attendance. And I think it's starting to get to a point where people are not really sure about these awards anymore. Whether it be from just appreciating what it holds. I think Hudson and I had this conversation yesterday about the Summer Awards, and does it really change things up? Because obviously we were talking just from an artist booking perspective. Is yesterday's price today's price? And he's like, yeah, but the awards.
Yeah, look, okay, I know what we spoke about yesterday, but at the same time, there was no hype around these awards, like none, even building up to the actual awards. There was no hype like there usually is. You know what I'm saying? So, are the summers really worth having?
Yeah.
Or, like a lot of people ask those questions. And if you don't have the supporters, if you don't have the fans that are gonna pull through or they're gonna watch the shows, then what's the point?
I've always felt like at this stage of the game that Sun City is a very far away venue. It's great for artists and a lot of people who are in the industry to travel out. You know what I'm saying? It pops up. I'm guessing the city of Rustenburg also has a claim to it. You know what I'm saying? It is an attraction, and to bring it back means a lot for the city, especially what's been going on in the past 2 years. So it's more than just the music itself. There's a tourism aspect to it. Where so moving it to Joburg feels like we can't keep everything in Joburg. But I always felt like something needs to change. Sun City itself as a venue is not very exciting anymore. You go there, you're like, hey, sharp Sun City. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want to hit it in and out and just go back to your, no one is too interested in spending an entire week or weekend at Sun City. You know what I'm saying? So you have all these things working against you that you're trying to revive, and it's like, maybe it's time to let go and find another venue. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere maybe a little bit closer, somewhere, turn it into a proper weekend spectacle that makes people want to go there. Create more shows for artists to perform, more artist stages. Like the BET weekend. Like we know we're trying to follow that model, but if you look at it, that guy, it pumps a lot of people and it attracts the biggest stars because it's worth their time. So you're like, I'm gonna see most of the guys that I'm in the hip hop R&B arena if I go to the BET weekend. If already the fans are like, I don't know who's gonna show up. When you watch it on TV, I think it's gonna go right.
Yeah.
So these small issues that they have, and I think sometimes it's just switching up the teams. They tried this year, to their credit, they tried to involve content creators. Alfie Sipo was doing the backstage interviews, you know what I'm saying? So at least they're showing love to people online because they know how much the community has grown. They partnered with TikTok to create the TikTok Song of the Year type situation, most viral. So you can see this forward thinking by involving what's happening online, but now they must get back to the actual show itself and think, okay, how do we revive that whole thing? Because
even the presenters, shout out to them, because I heard they actually held it down. The Robot Boy, and Pop-Pops.
Yeah.
Who else was there?
So Robot Boy and Pop-Pops hosted the Friday night show, and then they were also involved in Sunday's show here and there, just to add a little, comedic value to it. But the main presenters was Lawrence and the Nandi.
Oh, okay.
They did all right as well. They, but like I said, the small things start to impact the actual enjoyability of the show. So you hear sound or transitions go bad. You can even see when presenters like having a bit of an awkward moment because like, are we back? Are we good? At some point, someone was on their phone like, we're back. Like,
hey, and you're right. Production is always just
so
important.
On a live show, absolutely everybody has to be on the same page.
Yes.
One guy can make everybody look like shit.
Yeah.
Because you can't. We can fix it in post.
Yeah.
Yes. There's no post. It's a live show.
It's a live show. So if the sound guy is sleeping, he makes everybody look bad. If the guy who's supposed to be transitioning the production is sleeping, it looks bad. If the lighting guy doesn't switch on the lights, doesn't switch on the mic, the Robot Boy came on stage for a second, and then 10 seconds later his mic switches on. It's like, you're making him look bad. And he's making jokes this time.
You know what I mean?
So
it's tricky. But shout outs to the winners. We do have AReece Madlisa and Azuma Amaroto with the best duo for the year. Blackie with best hip hop. We do have Black Coffee with the International Achiever Award. Makadzi coming through with music video of the year. We have Chima Music Male Artist of the Year, Msaki as Female Artist of the Year, Chima Music for Album of the Year, and Record of the Year, the most coveted award, Musiki's Sertril Nobantu Vilagazi with Bulamlomo.
And Artist of the Year, some pro Artist of the Year went to some guy we don't know. Hexy Music.
Hexel Music.
Hexel Music, and it's just, this is beyond, it's just confusion. This is not hate.
We just
you're
don't
saying,
know.
Tell us about yourself.
Who are you?
Introduce yourself. Hey guys, me nanging Hexel Music. Shy house or shy hip hop. I guess go to shy no time.
Shy Music.
Shy Music.
Oh goodness.
So it's things like that that's the credibility issue.
Yeah.
Because then why would you guys bother submitting? Or you're like, do I want to go to this thing if they can give Sipo the award tomorrow?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, and then Sipo.
Kimango.
So Sipo is just another Mafiki Zolo. You've been in the industry for like 10 years, over 10 years.
And you've never taken home a song.
The respect has to be shown. People who are really working, they're really putting their hearts and soul into a lot of stuff. I feel like when you're showing them respect, they must feel like, at least we're being taken serious.
But respect was showed also for a tribute performance for Ricky Rick. A couple of his friends came through, obviously some of the songs that he had made throughout the years. It was great that they were able to get a lot of people out. You said Raspy was out there to perform Sondela.
It was Venom and
Venom were also out there as well. AReece was also out there to perform Pick It Up, which is dope. A little bit of a, throwback on that one.
Tumifa did something just before introducing that set. I don't know what like a small little tribute message.
Oh, Stogie T.
Stogie T, he came out and he did a small little tribute message before introducing the Ricky tribute thing. Yeah. So that was cool to see him out there as well.
Oh, nice. But I gather like from some of the feedback that other people are also mentioning is that the performance was also just a bit like, okay. Because I think what they tried to reenact was the Cotton Fix tribute. And again, production maybe didn't really...
Things weren't marrying each other. And at the end, when Musa Keys was closing with his song, Kanaging, Selema.
Yeah.
Big tune. So of course he's the closer of the show. He actually won an award just before. So he came out with his microphone, say, thank you for that award. Then go back and then say show over, then he must come out and start performing again. You could see what I was like.
No, but that's also bad on their part.
You know what I'm saying? So Musa Keys comes with his own microphone already, dressed for his performance. But now we see him with his performance beforehand. And then they started rolling the credits while he's performing.
Wow.
They rolled all the credits and then they left and then they continued letting him perform. I'm like, why didn't you just wait until the end of the show? While he was performing, in the middle of his performance, they said roll credits, big ass numbers and names on the screen. Going for like 2 minutes. I said, there's absolutely no way.
I don't know. Award shows need to obviously I don't know, be worked at. A few kinks need to be taken out here and there. But there were also the GQ Best Dressed Awards this past week. Some highlights: fashion icon Ricky Rick took that award. Best Dressed Celebrity Musa Keys. And I think we all know that because he calls himself the Michael Jackson for a reason, because the swag is all right. Best Dressed Woman, Nomuzi Mwabena. Best Dressed Fashion Influencer, Bradley Ndlovu. And there was a whole host of others as well.
Shout out to Rafiro and Lou. I know them. They won Best Dressed Couple. I believe. Kinelo, sorry, yes. And I know Lou.
Babalo. Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. Because people are asking, who these people at? I'm like, yeah, you don't have to know everybody. The people that know. I go GQ there watching the people that can actually dress. Can't come in last minute and say, but also my...
but my shoes are 10,000. So what? How do you put the outfit together? That's what's important, you know? But talking about fashion and talking about how, how people kind of portray themselves on stage, how important do you guys think a styling team is necessary, especially for an artist? I mean, looking at even like a red carpet event like the Summers, where sometimes we always sit there and we're complaining like, oh, the red carpet is tricking yana. But branding and fashion is a big part of an artist. How important do you think they should actually have an actual team or somebody to at least consult?
I feel like if you're going to be putting yourself out there, why not put your best foot forward? You know what I'm saying? I don't think things have to be complicated. Like you're saying, it's not all about spending big money on looking right. But if now you're the artist, you're the face, everywhere you go, people are focusing on you, your music, you're in front of the TV, in front of cameras, doing interviews, you're on social media coming up. It's like, why not put your best foot forward and give yourself a W that you don't even have to think about. So just to look good and look presentable, because now you know you're always being shoved in people's eyes. So might as well show up. They don't give them something else to talk about that distracts away from, you know what I'm saying? Imagine
from your music.
You're like, yeah, don't musician, but everyone is like, yeah, but take it too. You know what I mean? It's like, no, don't worry about the take it. Think about me. It's like, yeah, but now also we have to say something. So there's people who get distracted. It happens all the time where people, sometimes we spend too much time talking about the people and not their art because you come across as not taking yourself seriously. So I'm just saying there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting yourself, same way you would any aspect of whatever kind of artist you are or personality. You know what I'm saying? So you take yourself seriously you take yourself seriously when you go and perform on the stage and you think about your performance and your set because you want to be taken seriously. Obviously, image comes into play. Especially now, you know how easy it is with social media to market yourself. You may not make it on the you may not make it onto the cover of a magazine. You may not they may not take you and put you in front of like TV screens and major shows, but your own social media can be your way to like, at least the people can come see me directly here where I get my where I put my work out. And then once I get there, I think it must look nice.
Yeah, of course.
So,
man, when it comes to fashion, me, I just wear my jeans, my sneakers.
It's always easier for the guys. But if you think about it, even from an eventing perspective, I mean, Hudson, you book artists all the time. And there's always a visual aspect to what's happening on stage. And I'm sure you sometimes you'll sit there and be like, but what's happening now? And it's really got nothing to do with the music. It's also just like, did this person look like they wanted to be here? Because you're probably gonna think twice about booking them. Yeah,
definitely. No, you gotta look the part. I mean, people are there to see you. Some people spend money to come and see you. You know? And some people actually get that fashion inspiration from you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think it's only fair to look decent. You know, don't look scruffy and dirty, you know, and look like you don't want to be there, like you said. You know, so just make an effort.
And it'll probably lead into something like of a bag for you. So you could just, as long as you look cool, then people are sitting there and be like, brands could be like, oh, this guy wears our Nike a lot. Let's send him some Nikes. Now you don't have to buy your own stuff. People dress you, they send you all the stuff. You've already taken care of something that's so simple. Just because you look presentable, people be like, I think this guy cares about how he looks. Fashion, they're always watching. They send you stuff. So, I mean, come on, man.
And the red carpets really can't be that hard.
Yeah, we make it look like...
Because the red carpets always look so tricky in South Africa. And it's always like, guys, I get it. Like, you want to stand out. You want to be the talk of the town for the night. You don't have to go too far off the line to be talked about, because you want to be spoken about for the right reasons. So sometimes, I mean, even with the Summers, there were some dresses where I was just like, why did this happen? You know, and I think even if you think back to like even what Ricky had done, I think it was 2016, if I'm not mistaken, those are where he did the mask and the hat and the jacket, and we were all just like, My brother, is this the one? We know you love fashion, but sometimes.
But
you know?
see, that's where you can get smart now, because we can get to artistic expression where it's like this guy's making a statement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Lady Gaga showing up at the awards wearing meat.
Yeah.
It's artistic expression. She knows what she's trying to do. It suits her character. Kanye always wearing things that sometimes you're like, this guy wearing a mask. Nah, people, it's like it's normal when you see him doing it.
Yeah.
So there's things that you can push the boundaries with, but those suit certain types of artists. And if it's not you, it's not you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. People, if I showed up wearing a mask, you'd be like, what are you doing? where is this going? Like, I'm just like this with the mask. You'd be like, what are you trying to convey as a message?
Yeah.
Some people are trying to make statements. So you look at them, you're like, okay, this guy to me is just a little bit ridiculous. But you know what happened? Art, just like even fashion, is subjective. So it's not about us agreeing, but it's about saying, this guy had an idea to execute something.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, this is not an idea. You're just wearing a bad suit, my brother.
Yeah.
It's not the idea was not to wear a bad suit. You actually wanted to wear a good suit, but you didn't.
I would like to know, is it your fashion stylists that are there, or are your friends there as well to say, hey, bro, my brother, or my sister, like we love you, but
we're the friends.
It doesn't look right.
Somebody
That's
has
what
to.
I'm saying.
Somebody has to
it can't always be about your stylist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No.
Because the stylist also is conveying whatever their fantasies onto you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the one.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, the friends, you guys must be present.
And the management team, somebody has
to be like, and then when if no one is saying and then when but every day people on social media they're saying, and then you're like, where? Nobody says this when I'm at the crib.
Why do you wait until I'm trending for you to say and then? Please, guys. But it definitely is important. It speaks a lot to a brand. So all of you artists out there, make a statement. Look at somebody like Musa Keys, who obviously is coming through making really amazing music, but also his fashion speaks to him, and that's why you can remember him, because he's giving you other things to concentrate on over and above the music. And he's a superstar in the that guy. Fully in, fully clean. Talking about the music, we are jumping straight into what's flaming hot and not. So we've got, obviously, we got to get straight into the diss tracks. Oh, Big Zulu said, Nkabi's inside and out. And then, when we spoke last week, remember, we had said that K.O had tweeted that he wasn't going to, give a reply because he didn't feel like he needed to at that point in time. I don't know what pressure was sitting on his shoulders. He actually said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got you. And the Omega freestyle dropped. And then Kwesta came through with his freestyle. And Duncan also, closed off the week with their freestyles. How did you guys feel about them, Hudson?
Kwesta, I felt Kwesta's reply more than anyone else's. I think there was this one line that's actually stuck with me where he said that, I address you, but let me address you again. I was like, oh, okay, damn. We heard about him. We heard about Kwesta actually housing Big Zulu.
Oh, right.
So he's like, now let me address you again. Let me speak to you.
Yes.
After
Like
the
play on
address.
words.
Yeah. So it was like, that was dope. It was a dope line. But besides that, Kwesta really went in.
Yeah.
Like, he went in and he wanted to make a statement. And I feel like he did, And he actually took it a notch up from K.O, because K.O came up with the first reply.
Yeah.
And Kwesta was like, okay, I see what you guys are trying to do. I'm gonna just take it to the top. And I heard someone say that, I think it was Saul Penduga was like, we think after Kwesta's reply, Duncan is actually gonna rewrite his reply 14 times before he can post it, So I think the guys actually came through. And I was thoroughly impressed, and so was hip hop. I think hip hop won in the end, or is winning currently. So shout out to that.
Yeah, man. I'm not a big fan of manufactured situations. You know what I'm saying? We heard Big Zulu saying, "Look, I'm doing this for hip hop. I actually don't have a problem with these guys." You know what I'm saying? So okay, it's fair. It's like Kendrick's Controverse. You know what I'm saying? Just let me just see who's battle ready out here. Let me just create some talkability. Why not? Let's have fun, right? So in that aspect of it is cool. What it's done, and of course, like we're saying, for hip hop, people are talking about it. We're going into other diss tracks. People are bringing up their favorites. So it's a great conversation starter, I guess. But I don't think we need to take it any further than this. I don't think people need to continue dropping diss tracks. I think those that dropped last week, while it was still hot, have done enough. And all of them were actually very lyrical and very, very dope. So I expect that. No one actually dropped, whether it's Duncan, KO, and especially Kwesta, none of them were whack at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were all well thought out, very put together verses.
Yeah.
So on that aspect of it is always good, because then Oaks are just letting you know that the pen game is working.
Yeah.
Kwesta let him know that maybe he has 10 pens. And at any given time, you can pull one out and it will do the same job like the other pen.
Yeah.
Very, very lethal. Just to remind us. So I guess it was a good reminder.
Yeah.
Just let guys know we're still here. We can still do this. But now let's go back into the music.
Yeah, man. The guys definitely came through with the fire. I think, I'm also still like gagging over Kwesta's verse. I'm not gonna lie. KO definitely set the tone. And I think that was a good thing for him also, because he was like, you know what? I'm going to create a bar and you guys need to now up it from here. And then let's take this thing where we need to take it. And I think it was also dope. I mean, there was a picture that was posted this past week with Kwesta, KO, and Big Zulu to kind of show like they don't hate each other. They're just trying to do this hip hop thing, you know? And big up to Duncan also for coming through with his verse. I think all three of them were really dope. And you're right, Sipo. I think it's done now. Whoever hasn't submitted by now, please let him go.
Cut off time.
No,
what releases now is real beef now. He's not playing the whole bars game, you know what I'm saying? They're not flexing with the gents in studio. Now you're just like, you're going to get some shit off your chest. And that's how we're going to treat any diss track going forward. You're going to get some shit off your chest. So now when you release it, do it with your chest.
I mean, it's also like, it's a little bit of a, because I think a lot of people are waiting for Casper to kind of drop a verse. But that didn't happen because he caught a lot of the strays from Big Zulu more than anybody on his song. So I don't know, maybe we're still going to get one from Casper, maybe not. But somebody we're not getting one from is AKA, because he says, done with the Ubuntu shit. Keep your raps to yourself. I ain't about it. You guys busy quarreling over your quantums. Go and sit there doing your H1s. You know, I was reading his tweets. I was like, this guy's actually crazy. Like,
but that's Keenan for you.
I get it.
And today, and I get where he's coming from. So he's like, this thing's not real, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't feel it. You can't diss us all and then say, big ups though. I respect you. It's like, nah, leave that part out. Just make it about the diss. So I do get his frustration about it. It's like, I'm not angry at anyone. So I'm not going to get into the studio and like manufacture this anger from his part. So I get it that way. Anybody else to reply there? Casper, I off the bat didn't know. I don't think Casper is healed from composure. Personally, in terms of like diss tracks. Yes, he's moved on with his life. It's fine. But I'm saying composure was really like one of those diss tracks that you can still hear today. So of course that's annoying. And you wanna create a situation where you could find yourself getting a second composure. I feel like it's like, let me just leave this. Unless he's like, because you know if he has to do it right. Because you already have a history of like a swing and a miss. So you'd hate to do that twice.
But another thing about Casper is that he likes to stand out amongst everyone else. We don't know. He might just wait for the smoke to actually die down and
then
like,
reignite it.
Let me just do this just for the fun of it. You know? So we don't know. He might just do it. You know, I mean, Casper. Yeah, I mean, Casper is into boxing now, so, you know.
Speaking of which, actually, we forgot to mention that.
Yeah, you know.
1st of October, it's back to Sun City again. Him and Pretty Ugly. It's confirmed.
Hectic.
It'll be interesting to see that. I think last time we went in, I don't know, we were kind of all over the place thinking it might be almost even between him and Nak Music. Or like anyone could take this. Who knows who shows up on the day. The Pretty Ugly one, people still think the height difference, but they're not that much different in height.
They're not.
They're not that much different in height. You know what I'm saying? People think Pretty Ugly is very, very short.
No.
And he's not.
I think it's weight though.
He's just a little bit. I think there might be somewhere upwards of 5 to 10 kilograms of difference. So Casper will have to lose a little bit.
Yeah, but Pretty Ugly's got like some muscle weight.
Exactly.
So I think that's gonna work in his favor.
He does, but actually, I don't know whether it was a complaint, but he did say that he sent him his contract. He replied to their email saying that, look, we need to fix the weight thing. Because, you know, it might have that impact, you know, in the fight. So,
and there's only a month.
Let's keep it fair. Yeah, it was like, let's keep it fair.
Just that itself. Because then, you know, the punches definitely something could go horribly wrong for Pretty Ugly if it's too much of a difference, because there's an actual physical concern about it going into it and say, okay, Casper has to lose a little bit more, has to come down with his weight. I don't know how much you can lose in a month, but I think contractually they're probably going to sort that out.
But now, I don't know anything about boxing. Maybe you guys can tell me. With Nak Music winning the last fight, is Casper not supposed to fight him again before he can fight somebody else?
That was the plan. That's what he wanted. He immediately wanted to ignite a rematch. But I think Nak was like lost interest. And that's because of a lot of things. We heard some things out there. Maybe the money wasn't the same. And so Nak, I think, was trying to negotiate possibly on some like, if we're going to do it again, it has to be done right, because I think his last contract was a bit skinny. You know what I'm saying? And Casper made the bulk of the cash. So
And also-
he was just, that made him kind of lose interest because Casper did say, Nak just doesn't seem like he wants to do it.
Yeah,
and they can't
but-
force somebody to jump in the ring.
And I think it's only right, because he also won the fight. He's the
Yeah.
winner.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to, I wouldn't say dictate the contract, but he's supposed to have an upper hand of some sort, and say that it's only fair that I won the fight, so this and this needs to take place.
Yeah.
So I think it's just one of those disputes, but
Usually in boxing, the person who's defending the belt gets
Yeah.
to trigger in, because it was an open belt at that time.
Yes.
Maybe they didn't put it in the contract that whoever wins
Yeah.
can automatically legally get a reply.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the other one has to vacate the belt.
Yeah.
In professional, you do that. If you're defending, you can't just hold the belt at home. You must
Yeah.
come defend. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And usually it's against the guy who you first fight.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That person gets it's like a right of reply. Like, you have to at least do 2 fights, and then from then on we can move on. You never have to fight me again.
Yeah.
So I guess now they have to make another belt because Nak Music is gonna be like, this is my belt, my brother.
Stay with me.
I ain't letting go of that.
But I'm excited for this one to see how it's gonna be. I'm not completely convinced on who might take it. I think it's close. It might be swaying a little bit in Casper's favor size-wise.
Yeah.
But I think Pretty has the smarts and he trains as well.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think around this particular fight, there is no hype per se, but you might actually get the best fight.
Exactly.
Right.
Out of it, because you can have something that has that hype, and then does the actual work or does the actual fight actually live up to that hype? And it's like, okay, it was all right, So I think we might actually have an actual fight.
You're right, actually.
might be
I want more rounds. I want 7 rounds.
And if you think about it also, Casper would have learned a lot from the last fight.
Yes.
So he's also going to go into the ring thinking differently. So he might also put up a different performance compared to what he did the last time.
Absolutely.
I think
Over
he's
and above Pretty Ugly being somebody who also trains. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah. That's why I think he has a point to prove. Like Casper has a point.
No
Because last
doubt.
time people were like, nah, he was worn out. Yeah, he didn't really train that much. So and he's been going hard.
Yeah.
Like in
Training,
the gym, like,
that
training.
stamina is a lot. Getting in there,
dude.
like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's absolutely
That's
right.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Like, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. That makes you rethink your entire plan.
Say, oh shit, okay.
So Casper
Plan
has
Z,
gone through
let's
that.
go.
Casper has gone through that. So experience does matter.
Yeah.
He had a plan. He went there, got punched in the face, and had to rethink his plan.
Yeah.
Yes, he was throwing punches as well, but once you're in the actual fight, it's different.
It's very
Especially with the crowd watching and you're like, your family, everything is there.
Yeah.
So now he's going in there, maybe even with a lot more confidence, saying, actually, I've lost in here before, so I actually think I know what I can need to
And
do
he's
to
got
fix
nothing
it.
to lose.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky.
But if Prickly I'll need him to move out of Mafikeng.
Ooh.
If Pretty smacks him, I'll need you to pack his bags and never go back to Mafikeng again. You can't be taking these type of L's. You're getting smacked. You're Casper, smacked in rings. What does it make the whole Mafikeng look like, my brother? This is the final straw. Go there and win, my brother. Restore the name of the city.
Restore what you need to restore. All right. So obviously those were the diss tracks for this past week. Also got some new music dropped this past week from AReece, J Jody. The track was called "Fuck the World."
Jay, Jody, and AReece have been doing some great work together.
Yeah.
They dropped an album earlier on in the year,
Yeah.
and even towards the end of last year, they were going together with a few singles. So it's good to see how much of a camaraderie they're having as a brotherhood. Got AReece is safe rapping with his brother, who can actually rap as well. So
Yeah.
there's a comfort in that. I think the synergy is good amongst them, and they're putting out some pretty dope music, I think.
Oh, that's good. Can't wait to listen to it. I haven't had a chance to.
Did you listen to the old project that they dropped earlier in the year? Some gems from there?
I haven't. Dude.
I listened to that old project. I really think, like you're saying, the way that they can kind of put their music together and work with each other's strengths comes through in that project as well as in the song as well. I do think that they came through with a few of the bars, and I mean, you can't expect anything less from AReece, but also it's nice to see J Jody kind of stepping up the bar to also then match that, because you can imagine the amount of critique he'll be under because he's AReece's brother.
Big brother too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's always like, does it run in the family? Are you the weak one? Are you the strong one? Which one is it? So it's nice that he can kind of match that energy, and he does that in the song as well, Fuck the World. So shout outs to the brothers. Also got Cote Paul coming through with a Amapiano hip hop song. So she's got a brand new single, and it's called Running the Country. Touchline, Dumitladi on the tune Major Steez. What do you think of the vibes?
I think the vibes is dope on the track. I like the beat a lot. The guys are having fun. Major Steez, they've got this nice little freshness about them that they bring to it. They always sound like they're having fun.
Yeah.
So I like hearing them on tracks. It's that youthfulness, don't care too much about what people are saying.
Yeah.
So you're always sounding comfortable. The beat especially, I like you're saying, it's a cross, like there's a hip hop piano mashup happening in there. R.I.P. to me, Clyde, he was on that track as well. I'm interested to see how it grows on me, this particular jam.
I think it'll work because Major Steez, I mean, they love that type of sound.
Yeah.
I mean, they came through with that song with Kwesta.
Yeah.
What is it? 18 MON.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, so I think they found their sound. You know, I don't know whether they're gonna stick with it, but they're doing well. You know,
it seems to be like a nice mashup. Their sound of like hip hop and piano.
Yeah, definitely.
Right there where they're finding it. I'm saying like you know they had Kwesta on that track, and it's like. And I feel like if they stick on that train and try to cultivate that own sound, I think they'll do well.
Yeah, Major Steez definitely know how to sit in that pocket. They do that with the song as well, with Courtney Paul, obviously with the guys as well. I was a little like, okay, is this sitting right? Maybe when Touchline kind of came in at first, because I'm so used to just hearing him on Kasi Raps.
Yeah.
It's not familiar for me to hear him on this type of a beat. So it did take me a little bit of time to kind of adjust to his verse, but I think towards the end I kind of got into it. But definitely Major Steez, I think, with the shining stars in the tune. So big ups to that. It's a hot tune, man. And with that, of course, we do have to love and leave you, but we will be back again next week, same time, same place, from 7 p.m. right here on this YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, you know, comment, let us know what you like, what you don't like, who you want to see, who you don't want to see. You can tell us everything in the comment section here on the POPcast. And of course, thank you to our guest,
Thank you
DJ
so much.
Hudson.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Thank you for coming through, bro.
And please, where can people holler at you? Where can they book you? Where can they speak to you? Summer's around the corner. You got to get the coins up. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm busy out here booking people. I don't even have time to get booked myself. I'm kidding. No, if you want to holler at me on the socials, on Instagram is DEEJAY Hudson. On Twitter is DEEJAY_Hudson. And Facebook is DJ Hudson Modise. If you want to book me, holler at me on my email, hmodise@gmail.com.
Yes.
And RIP and happy birthday to my brother, DJ Dimples.
Oh, man.
RIP and happy birthday, DJ Dimples.
Yeah, man. And of course, thank you to the venue, Cafe Flavia. Come through, like we said, come and celebrate DJ Dimples out here in Katlehong. If you're in the East Rand, West Rand, the North Rand, the South Rand, every kind of Rand, come through, take the drive and support the brother, because the venue is still open and it is still rocking. And thank you to them for hosting us today. And with that, we still have What Matters to Moochie and The Real View.
Yes, sir. What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to What Matters to Moochie. Unfortunately, this week, what matters to me is not good news. Sometimes it's good news, we've been speaking about the summers throughout the entire episode, and once again, it seems 2 years after they've taken a hiatus because of the pandemic, we all come together. We're having, I think, a very good musical time in South Africa, especially with the research, with Amapiano and how well it's been doing during the pandemic. We thought we were outside now, we're about to see some dope performances. We're about to see a new reworked, revamped, re-energized show. The lineup suggested that they're even paying attention to what's going on social media by bringing a lot of people who are popping on social media, partnering with TikTok. It was all laid in front of them for them to have a win. Once again, they chose to take an L. Because, the things that we're getting wrong for me are always surprising. First of all, it seems like half the artists that were nominated or were supposed to be involved weren't really interested in showing up. So already you can't even like entice people with a upcoming event, people that are nominated to show up before you even try to entice an audience on television or online to log on. The artists themselves don't seem to have that burning desire to step on the summer stage, which used to be a very, very big stage in this country. Especially after the year that we've had as well, all the legends that we've lost. It was such a great moment for us to come together and celebrate people's lives, those that we've lost, and celebrate all the new energy and the new talent in the music industry. But once again, it became about everything happening in the background. Everything but the music, believe it or not. It's all, it's everything that's happening with, it's production issues, it's bad music at a music concert, you know what I'm saying? Just very, very poor organizational skills. It sucks because some of these people, you know what I'm saying, work in the industry, a lot of people get first chances, but unfortunately they get thrown into the deep end of this SABC machine that to me is just not working. And it seems like they need a whole new idea. Whoever was there suggesting these small things that I said were giving us hope, they need to be given more power. More people need to be brought in that are very creative, that want to create a really, really dope show. At the end of the day, that's what you're creating. Forget the TV and the live element of it. You have people who want to watch a great show. And it seems the entertainment aspect is the last thing people are thinking about. We're thinking about who's going to present which award, who's going to work out properly. Performances look weird. We're making artists look bad. But meanwhile, it's actually just a really, really poor organization issue, bad rehearsing. I say during lockdown, we used to give away awards on the internet. Let's go back to the internet until we can figure out how to actually put together a live show, because it seems like it's the only way that we're going to be able to move forward, because next, my brother. See you guys next week. I'm out.
Hey now, this is The Real Views here on the POPcast. My name is Ms. Cosmo, and for this week, I wanted to rather talk about something that is, I think, on all of our minds, but no one's okay to maybe even say it. In the world of reality TV, there's only so much reality that we're going to experience. And at some point, we're going to reach a peak. And maybe we just don't want to see any more of it. And I think I've gotten to that point with this particular couple. I love them. I just don't want to know any more about them. So Mizi and Mohale have gone from living the dream to showing us their union and getting married, to Mohale being on the record. And now everything is over. How much of yourself are you going to give so that we can also just sit there and just watch? I think we've all gotten to a point where a little bit. And I'm also just sitting back and thinking, I don't think people want to see this anymore. So, you know what? The relationship is over. It's one long breakup after another. I think we've seen enough. I think this is definitely the end of the road. And can we not see anymore? I bet.